share this. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is chapter I think 17th, and quality tools. So this is very simple chapter, and it has some theoretical aspect. Those I'm not covering because you can read those theoretical aspect. But how we can use this quality tools and techniques. So there's some background, some history, but there are seven important quality tools, and here are those. So basically, this is history that you can go through, and these are different philosophies. Now, these are called quality tools, statistical quality control, and Pareto diagram. If you know that 80-20 rules, or in Minitab, we can do this Pareto chart also. So here we go under statistics, and under somewhere quality, here you can see the Pareto charts. So basically, if you know the 80-20 rules or Pareto chart, means 80% performance can be improved if 20% things can be fixed. So 80% output you know can be impacted by 20% of things. So if somebody can, so basically here I don't have data here, but this can be done here. Pareto chart, which is nothing but you can put two graphs together. One is bar chart, one is you know ogive chart together. So this is one thing. Second thing is a scatter plot, which you can see, and you can see the how data is scattered. Box plot, fishbone diagram. You can also see the fishbone diagram, which is right here, and which is also called cause and effect diagram. And let me quality tool and cause and effect diagram, fishbone diagram, and it is cause and effect, or you can also see uh, is I think this is also Ishikawa. Yes. So it is known by three names: Fishbone, cause and effect, and Ishikawa diagram. So effect. So here you can put, some qualitative data in the, and you can select and you can make, and it will pop up right here in the mini tab. Box plot, that you have seen here, that you can do here somewhere. Box plot right here. What does it do? Five number summary: minimum, maximum, Q1, Q2 or median, and Q3. So three numbers are reflected on one chart, which is box plot of three numbers sum. So this is another one. These are the seven tools which are useful, or these are the common tools which are useful for statistical quality control. And check sheet, that you have a check sheet that you check against when things are done, when task is done. So these are the descriptive tools, these are the analytical tool. An analytical tool for us, we are going to look into the control chart, which is important for our class, and there are three important control charts, which is X bar chart, R chart. So let me show you. So why I'm not showing? Because these are the simple things that we have already. This is fishbone diagram. So basically, any effect or any result is due to these six facts, material, method, people, technology, measurement, and management. So, and underneath of each of them, some issues. that impact the outcome. So now we come to the control chart. This is when your when process is varying. Uh, so basically, it's a chart that gives you the whether your process in control or not in control, or how you can check the variation in the process. So three important charts are there, and directly I am coming because this is, and all our questions are based on that X bar chart, and that demonstrate the means, sample means, range, which is sample range, and proportion, defective proportion. So these are the three things, and we are going to look into our before looking into Minitab, I would like to share some this. So basically, you can see these charts. How to read, how to understand these charts? Few simple things. So basically, this is X bar, mean chart, range chart, and proportion chart. So here, these numbers, automatically you can get. So samples from subgroups, upper control limit, lower control limit, we can do. So upper control limit is mu is which is average plus 3 sigma square root of n. Mu minus 3 sigma square root of n. So as you know from the last class, plus minus 3 sigma from empirical rule, if you remember that, plus minus 3 sigma 99.73, plus minus 2 sigma is 95.44, plus minus sigma is 68 point 68 point something. So based on the same principle, we use this. So upper control, upper upper chart and lower chart. Similarly, we use for range. So here is the range, and now this is important slide because based on that maybe some question may be there in the exam or in the assignment. So look into the this chart, this chart, this chart, and this chart. What do you observe here? So here we have four rules. Remember, single point outside 3 sigma. So if this is the outside single point out, so you see this, this dotted line is upper control limit, which is 3 sigma plus, and this is lower control limit. So if you have, your process within this, that's good. But if any single point is outside upper control limit, means you are going beyond beyond the limit, and therefore your process is not in control. Same thing here, you look the second rule, two or three successive points outside 2 sigma. So basically, if you see this line is 1 sigma, this is 2 sigma, this is 3 sigma, this line is mean. Look, this is minus 1 sigma, minus 2 sigma, minus 3 sigma. So it says 2 or 3 line, and here you can see successive line. And you can say this is also an issue that process is not in control. Here, look into these things, and it says 4 or 5 successive point outside 1 sigma. So this is 1 sigma, and 4 points are outside this. And fifth is 9 successive point on same side of central line. Doesn't matter in 1 sigma, 2 sigma, or 3 sigma, but if 9 or 8, 9 points are coming on the one side, then you can understand this is out out of control. So these are few rules that we need to observe based on the pattern. So Now here you can see 68.21 standard deviation, 695 plus minus 2. So basically this is called empirical rule and that we learned. So basically the same principles are going to be used here. And the other important thing that I would like to show here. So process capability index, CP index. And basically if CP index, these are the, uh, if CP is greater than 1.33, what is the meaning? If CP equal to 1 indicates process is barely capable of staying within the specification. Specifications, if so, so this is if CP is greater than 1.33, and so we need to remember these things and now look into the charts. Look into that. If see here, do you have, this is one of the questions somebody asked this morning. If CP is 1, what do you see here? What is the margin that you see that you can play with? So here this is upper control limit, lower control limit, and CP is 1. Then you don't have any margin here or any margin that due to any issue, if your process goes left or right, it goes out of control. Barely any margin is there. Are you getting me? So if this is the situation, means you don't have any margin. If any little change or little disturbance, your process may be out of control and you will have defect and quality may not be there. Look into this. You have 1 sigma here, you have this margin which is highlighted area. This area, you due to some reason, if little bit, you have this region to safety margin. But if you have this CP is 1.67, you have bigger. If CP is 2, you have more bigger. So what we understand from this slide, that CP is 1 means no safety margin. And I think one question is there that somebody was asking this morning. So now here you can see this CP index, CPK index. This is minimum. Make sure this is the one. Minimum mu minus lower control, lower LSL, comma, upper SL minus mu divided by 3 sigma. Make sure this is the formula that is used. Either minimum of either of them, not both. So either if this part is minimum or that part of minimum, and then you can look. So this is about uh, this chapter theoretical part. Let me demonstrate the Minitab. Then you can ask the question. So this is your, I mean, this is one of the question I have asked in. You have these 6 samples. How do we do X bar chart, R chart, or P chart? Here we have statistics and quality tools, and here, sorry, control. And here you have, can you see X bar chart, R chart, and S chart? And you have all the charts here. And so here we have P charts, also P charts. So under this control charts, you have all the options. Now let's look into the X bar chart. How many groups, subgroups? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm just taking directly from, if I take from one column, then I have to put 6. I'm taking all of them from 1 to 6, sorry, here, right here. And I have some options that I can put here. If I want to give some mean or standard deviation, I can decide the lower and upper control, upper standard deviation limit. So I can decide these limits if I want to put. And now look into the, so this is, I'm just creating simple X bar chart. Now look and decide whether this chart is in, in control or not. Though we don't have I mean, we are not able to see here 1 sigma, 2 sigma, 3 sigma. But if we know the sigma, you can put the sigma limit over there and you can get here. It is in control or not control. So this is here also under assistance, you can go control charts. And this is control charts. And look into this option. Here you can see all these options are there. Data collected, yes. Subgroup and collected in subgroups. Yes, we collected in subgroups. Subgroup size 8 or less. So we go for X and R chart. So we go, data are in the multiple column and we can select right here. How do you determine the control limits and center line? You can do from the data itself, you can extract from data or use your known value. So if you can give the known values if known values are given. So I'm just giving the, and here you can see this is X, this is X chart, and this is R chart. The same chart that we saw in previous case. So this is X and R chart. And so you can also read whether it is in control, because I am not able to see the 1 sigma or 2 sigma or 3 sigma that you can. So this is one thing. Basically, I just keep it to basic level, basic charts, X, R, and P. So this is the one of the best option under this control chart, and you can decide which situation X bar and though we don't have that, but you can go through these different options under statistics, uh, control charts, and R chart, S chart, and other chart. Same thing is right here. And if you want to define, you can define your own numbers, and accordingly this is, and then you have to make the decision. So this is just basically thing I would like to cover today. Any question you have, please feel free to ask. Before you ask, I would like to make 2 3 points. So I will open last module by day after day is by tomorrow night. Means Thursday early morning, midnight, you will see the module number 6th will be open. And uh, whenever you want to meet related to module number 6, I can come. Module 6 will not be there in the exam, just assignment will be there. So module 1 to 5 will be there in the exam. Exam will cover module 1 to 5. Each module will have almost same number of questions. So 40 questions will be there, 2 hours time, and about 7 8 questions from each module. And these two modules, this module is very simple. Next module will be much simple. I mean, little bit challenging, but will not be in the exam. But very simple Excel calculation. If you understand, that is interesting to make decision based on the qualitative and quantitative, uh, you know, uh, qualitative and quantitative method. That is a mix of both. Any question for today's?
I guess so. So we're having 8 questions from each module for the exam, and while they'll be different and obviously probably challenging, they'll be similar to what we've been doing before.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. 7 to 8 questions from each module, and it will be like you are doing MCQ. So it will be mix of MCQ plus fill in the blanks.
Okay.
You can use Hannah, like it will not be proctored. I said at the beginning. You can use your book, you can use your notes, you can use Minitab, you can use Excel, you can use calculator, you can use anything and everything. But only one thing will be there. You have 2 hours time uh, from Friday, uh, 21st of March, 6 p.m. to March 22nd, 11:59 p.m. So about 30 hours window, the exam will be open, and you find your 2 hours, suitable 2 hours to attempt this exam and finish. Those who study or those who understand the concept, mostly questions related to concepts are there, can finish the exam in 20 to 20 minutes maximum. That's I have seen, because I have seen some students have finished the exam in 20 minutes only. So that's, but half an hour to 1 hour is sufficient for, and for average.
Great. And then my only other question is one of housekeeping. Since we're all doing this online, what happens if you lose your internet or power suddenly? Should we try
Oh,
and contact you?
so basically, in that case, I don't have any control, because if you power, laptop always keeps, for 2 3 hours, laptop battery works. So please use your laptop so power cannot be disrupted, and keep your mobile phone on, so that in case if you lose your internet, you can use your hotspot to finish the exam. Make sure to do that. If you can contact me, certainly you can have the internet and you can, continue doing that. So yeah, have your, hotspot ready, or mobile data ready, and yeah, computer, 2 hours battery can easily be there in the computer.
In regards to the the final exam, is it automatically graded like we've seen with the
Y-
other?
Yes, yes, it will be automatically graded, and yeah, and yeah. So MCQ and fill in the blanks, and mostly I tell you again, conceptual level questions. So it is less calculation, many answer. If you have clear concept, you can answer those questions.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Would you recommend, obviously we've been reading the chapters throughout the modules. Would you recommend reviewing those in preparation?
So basically, if you know the basic, few principles, and when do we, let's say you start with probability, and the three, four, five formulas of probability, you are able to understand which is or situation, which is end situation, which is conditional situation, which is marginal situation. So if you know different, these five, four, five probabilities, I think most of the questions are related to that. And when you go to the this hypothesis testing to sample, if you know it's a paired sample test, t-test, or it's a independent sample test, it's a proportion test, or it's a related to standard deviation or variance. So basically, mostly I don't go into standard. So if you know these three and principle, when to apply and what to apply, so you are good. When you go to a regression, if you know the principle, if you are able to do the regression properly, the what is the importance of p-test, p-value, what is the importance of f value, what is the importance of t value, and r square and adjusted r square, and all those things, and you are able to predict the equation based on some numbers, you are fine in third module. Fourth module, if you are able to recognize the trend, means you are able to recognize the trend, which trend is best suited, I think you are fine. And fifth, if you are able to see these three, four, three charts, and also before that, those principles that I just emphasize, on the slides. Usually I don't teach slides, but why I briefly, just emphasize those slides, because those are the principles. And if you see any trend or anything, eh, you can make the any judgment or decision. So if you remember these things, or if you have these concepts clear, you are perfectly fine. Nobody can stop you to earn 40 out of 40. And yeah, one more thing. So when do you want to meet me one more time for module number 5, next module? Because I will open on Thursday. So recording is already there. But if you want to meet me, we can have on Friday evening, or we can have as usual on Monday or Tuesday. I mean, it's all up to you. So we can meet one more time for module number 6. Those. So let's have, as usual on Tuesday. Okay. But
That sounds
by
good to me.
yeah, but probably, it will be very few days left after that. So let's see. I'm just trying to. Okay, let's continue. But I will try to have. I will try to see if I get the response. I will also connect on. Try to be on Friday evening online, so I can also explain there and record it and put it. And probably I will be there on Tuesday. Sorry, Tuesday also. So if you have any question, I can answer. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Any question, feel free to ask, or not. I'm trying to be on Friday and Tuesday online.
Hey, good afternoon, Professor. I had a question about this week's discussion
Yes, please.
post. Um, it sounds like it doesn't involve with Minitab this week. It's
Yes.
more of a comprehensive
co-
data type
y-
of assignment.
Yes, correct. Because
Uh,
I keep it very simple already, So 4 weeks are gone. This is fifth week, and certainly you will be focusing more on the exam. So it's no mini tab and nothing, just you have to write, because industry 6 and industry sorry, nowadays people are talking about industry 6.
right.
Industry 4 is over, 5 is almost, there. Now talking about industry 6. And I mean, to be honest, I am not political person, but the kind of political vibe is there in the environment as of now today in the US, or world everywhere, that again, the world is shifting towards industrial revolution. If you know the US economy, about 78% of US economy is based on services industry. about 17 to 18% of the US economy is based on industrial thing, and about 1% or about 1 to close to 1% is agriculture, and rest is other. So basically, you can understand 78% and about 18 19% or something. So now the world is trying to change this reverse, because and that's what is happening in later or sooner. Again, the clock is coming towards industrial revolution, and that cannot be possible without lot of not that cannot be possible without technology and without this industry 6.0 practices and all. So yeah, I would like to uh, have your thoughts and understanding and foresight, basically foresight. What do you think? How do you think? Foresight means how you look forward next 5 years, seeing all the political, geopolitical, economic, political, and you can see the Dow Jones. We were talking about Dow Jones, how much is dropped. So I mean, you can relate the things with the discussion.
And we can research any industry for
Yes,
this question.
yes,
Okay.
please. Yes,
Thank you.
most welcome. Because if you remember correct, uh, about 80, before 80s, US economy largely was, industrial economy, and the even global world economy. Now about 78%, when you look into the some data, 70%, 78% is totally services economy. So, and that's so many, you can when you research, when you read, you will understand many foresight, and you can understand many things. Any other question? Yeah, Jen, I will come later on your question. Okay. So any other question? If not, then I can stop the recording and I can answer Jen question. Just a minute.